I'm gonna definitely give you my perspective, because I know I did ask repeatedly, like, what I thought of the Switch 2 as far as like aesthetics and announcements and all the rumors circulating, as well as the release window. I'm gonna tell you what games I want to see on the Switch 2, and it goes something like this. All right, you know, I do think that a new Star Fox game, Kevin, that's definitely a good choice, honestly. I'm surprised that Matt, or Skyhawk in this case, I'm surprised he didn't tell me what games he wanted to see. And I did see your chats from earlier, Ace. I didn't want you to think I didn't read them. I've read them. I'm sorry. I know I didn't read them out loud and all that stuff. Yeah, happy tomorrow, because midnight did just hit just now. But anyway, let's get to the point. The games that I want to see, me personally, is definitely a brand new Mario Kart game, which they definitely showed in the trailer. You know what I'm saying? They definitely... One of the things that they did show in the trailer is likely a brand new Mario Kart game. I don't know for sure if it's the brand new one, or if it's just gameplay footage of Mario Kart 8. It looks like it's a brand new Mario Kart game, which, to be honest with you, Nintendo is definitely no stranger to, you know, releasing a brand new Mario Kart game as like a they're definitely no stranger to releasing like a brand new Mario Kart game with a new console. They've done it before. They've done it multiple times. It definitely was a Super Mario Kart, even though that was the first one. Yeah, it shows it right. It even says it right here. A new untitled Mario Kart game was unveiled during the reveal trailer of the Nintendo Switch 2, featuring a different art style. I just want to see what the specs are. I want a more powerful system. The amount of chaos online with 24 drivers. I want a new Diddy Kong Racing. Actually, a new Diddy Kong Racing actually sounds like a great idea, because Diddy Kong Racing was definitely, like, dude, super fun game, which some people would even make an argument that it's superior to Mario Kart. Like, some people will make that argument. And for those of you watching right now, Skyhawk will be that person who will walk into a room and he will literally say Diddy Kong Racing is the best Nintendo kart racer, or just the best kart racer there is. Here's why. Skyhawk is definitely one of those. Actually, you should make that a video. That's what you should do, Matt. You should definitely make that a video, because I'm sure everyone would be interested. But anyway, but like I said, you know, they're definitely no stranger to releasing them as launch titles. They did that. I think they did that with Mario Kart Super Circuit. That was just one of them, right? That was definitely one of them, if I'm not mistaken. It was a launch title on the GBA, wasn't it? Oh, no, it wasn't. It came out in June. Oh, man, I must have been far behind. Well, I know Double Dash wasn't. Damn, none of them were launch titles? Shoot. The only one that was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Damn. All right, I guess my whole memory was fabricated. I guess I fabricated it a little bit. Damn. Hey, no shame in admitting when I'm wrong. Here's the bottom line, though, is that Mario Kart is a very beloved series. Like, obviously, it's a very, very beloved series. The weakest one of the series is the virtual reality one, but let me not count that, because I don't think anyone gives a shit about it. The one that's considered the weakest was Mario Kart Wii, which I'm actually surprised to hear about that, because I thought, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was one of those gamers where I actually really, really loved this game. I thought it was great, but that's just me. It did have its flaws, but I don't think it was like, I don't think it was as bad as some people probably made it out to be. But that's just me. I'm definitely a big fan of Double Dash. Mario Kart Double Dash was most certainly one of my favorites. But anyway, let's get back on track. So, definitely a new Mario Kart, and this definitely can't be a coincidence whatsoever, but we already know about Metroid Prime 4 finally being announced, right? It took a long time. Keep in mind, Metroid Prime 4 was announced 7 years ago. It was announced 7 years ago. They had been working on this game for a long time. And 6 months ago was when they finally revealed Metroid Prime 4. We already knew Nintendo was working on it. We was just waiting for them to finally show some gameplay or something about it, right? And yeah, here it is, Metroid Prime 4. And it says it's going to be released in 2025. Call me crazy, but this is a game that I would love to see, and I know I can't be the only one that feels this way, on the Switch 2. The fact that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is going to be released in 2025, coinciding with the year that the Switch 2 is being released, because we already know the Switch 2 is going to be released this year. We already know that. But this is also coming out the same year. I am willing to bet literally $1,000, maybe even $1 million, that this game is going to be a launch title on the Switch 2. If not, I would me personally, I want it to be a launch title, but let's assume for a second that it won't be. It's definitely going to be one of those like earlier like Switch 2 titles that's going to come out for absolutely for sure, right? So this is a game I would most certainly love to see on the Switch 2. Wind Waker HD again, please. You know, there's a plethora of Zelda games that I personally would love to see get re-released for the Switch 2. And maybe, I can't be the only one to feel this way. First of all, I would love for an updated release of Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, otherwise, as it is, it's fine. But that's not really the Zelda game that I want to see get re-released on the that's not really the one I want to see get re-released on the Switch 2. Me personally, I want to see Twilight Princess. I want to see Twilight Princess get re-released on the Switch 2, because this game has only been re-released once, and there were a lot of Zelda fans that were calling for this game to be re-released. Because let's see, it was on GameCube, which in my opinion was the best version of the game. The original version. I think the GameCube version was better. The Wii version, and then of course the Wii U. The Wii U was the HD re-release of Twilight Princess, and that was the last time that the game got. That was the last time that the game got remastered. My time spent with the game was definitely with the GameCube version. The Wii version was definitely the same as the GameCube version, just better graphics and with the Wiimote and everything. And the Wii U version definitely took a lot more elements from the GameCube version, for sure, more so than the Wii version. But as I said before, it's definitely a graphically superior version, and arguably definitive for those who had a Wii U at the time. But it's been approximately like 10 years or so ever since Twilight Princess got re-released, and I personally would love to see Twilight Princess get re-released on the Switch 2. But that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but that's just my opinion, because I think Twilight Princess was definitely one of the best Zelda games, and arguably it was the darkest. Oh yeah, they might do Twilight Princess. The last Wind Waker was Wii U also. Yeah, and funnily, and it's funny how you bring up Wind Waker, because it's funny that you bring up Wind Waker, because look at what I'm surprised I actually never showed this on stream before. Check it out. I got this for Christmas. It's a Zelda sweatshirt based on Wind Waker. My brother got it from me. And my brother got it from me. Just awesome of him. Ah! Skyhawk says true form Midna thick. Oh yeah. You know how many people have thirsted over that character? How much they thirsted over Midna? Like originally she's like an imp. Like you see her as an imp, but then when she's, or rather, damn it, I'm trying to. Oh my god, it's been a hot minute since I played since I played it. Jesus Christ. She's definitely like one of the ancient Twilight people. She appears like in this like small form and everything, but in her true form, she's just like, yeah, like as Snake would say, dummy thick. Yeah, there's so many people who thirst over Midna, who, by the way, probably one of the best side protagonists in Zelda history. But yeah, going back to the point at hand, though, I know we kind of derailed from the conversation here. Wind Waker might also get re-released, which I won't be upset about that. I do have a confession. I have spent time playing Wind Waker, but I've never finished it. Yeah, I know. It sucks. I'm gonna have to rectify that. But in any case, Wind Waker definitely like is lauded for its amazing art style and amazing story too. I don't want to spoil it for those who have never played it, but there is a particular twist that happens in Wind Waker that I know about. I just don't want to spoil it for those who have never played Wind Waker. Go play it. You'll definitely be surprised pleasantly. If Wind Waker getting re-released on the Switch 2, definitely am down for. And I need to see a new F-Zero. Bro, please, for the love of all who is holy, I want to see a new F-Zero. You have a very beloved racing game series like F-Zero. Like, I totally get, like, I totally get that, like, Mario Kart is definitely more of a household name than F-Zero is, which might play into why Nintendo is so hesitant to make another one, because they're probably worried it's not gonna generate as many sales as Mario Kart. But here's what Nintendo seems to underestimate, is that F-Zero has a very dedicated fan base that are willing to buy a brand new F-Zero if it ever comes out. I mean, hell, even F-Zero is on Switch Online. I even have all three of them. I have the original on Super Nintendo. I have F-Zero X on N64 and GX on GameCube. I also have F-Zero GP Legend on Game Boy Advance, which is one of the best racing games on the Game Boy Advance, in my opinion, and definitely one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games for sure. But I would love to see a brand new F-Zero game get re-released to the Switch 2. Absolutely. In fact, I even have a crazy theory. It may happen, it may not happen, but here's another thing I would love to see on the Switch 2. I want to see GameCube games. You know how there's like a Switch Online for stuff like SNES, NES, N64, Genesis, all that stuff, GBA and all that stuff. I want to see Nintendo Switch re-release GameCube games on there. Like, I'm going to assume that the Switch 2 is powerful enough to handle GameCube titles under its own unique hardware. And the reason why I believe that is because if you go onto tomsguide.com and you look at the article on the leaks based on the tech specs and the potential release window, they explain that according to the leak from a very popular message board called Fama Boards, that it has 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage inside of it. And we also know that the Switch definitely is the Switch 2 is definitely gonna have more powerful graphics because it's using more updated AMD. They always use, like, Nintendo has always used AMD hardware. They've been using AMD chips for their hardware since the GameCube days. Like, I'm not sure if you know this. If you have a GameCube right now, pick up your console right now, look on the bottom right of the front end of the console, and you'll see something that says ATI. That was the company that AMD bought out. So it's like Nintendo is definitely no stranger to using AMD technology because they've been using it since GameCube, and they're definitely going to be using it with the Switch too, and it's definitely going to be graphically superior to the original Switch model. So that I can definitely say it's definitely going to be more powerful than the original Switch, but it's important to note that it's not going to be on par with the PlayStation or the Xbox. If you're setting yourself up for that, I hate to break your heart, you're going to be disappointed. But it's definitely going to be more powerful than the original Switch. So, if there's one last game that I want to say I would love to see get re-released to the Switch, or preferably a brand new title, bring this back. Star Fox. Bring back Star Fox. I am one of the biggest fans of Star Fox. Make no mistake about it. Star Fox 64 is one of the best games ever made. Is it short? Yes. It's a short game. But the fact that you can go in multiple routes, it's a rail shooter where you just blow shit up. It's got fun, lovable characters. It's definite. It's storyline wise, it's literally a retelling of the original. Like, for those of you who don't know, it's definitely a retelling of the original Star Fox. It's simplistic and to the point. You know what I mean? And the fact that you can go in multiple routes increases its replay value. Like, you get to do multiple routes in the game, which encourages gamers to come back and play it again. You know what I'm saying? And the boss fights were epic. Everything about Star Fox 64 to me is just an absolute masterpiece. The different routes you can take to the epic boss fights and everything like that. It's the cream of the crop, and to this day, it remains my favorite Nintendo 64 game of all time. Yes, even more than Ocarina of Time. That's saying something. I just love everything about it, and maybe it's just because I just love aircrafts and just shooting shit. Like, I just love blowing shit up. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't had a brand new Star Fox game since Command, which came out on the Wii U. Command was essentially trying to achieve what Star Fox Assault tried to do, but it wasn't. Most people think that it didn't do it as good. I never really got an opportunity to I never got an opportunity to play Star Fox Command, so I can't really give like my overall comments on the game since I've never had the fortune of playing it before. But it's from my understanding that Command was trying to do essentially what Assault tried to do, like combining like land missions and R-wing missions and so on and so forth. But it just wasn't as good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and to its credit, it was only on a handheld console. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I think the last truly great Star Fox game, in my opinion, was Star Fox Assault. Star Fox Assault, to me, was better than Star Fox Adventures. I still like Star Fox Adventures, don't get it twisted. That game was still very unique for what it was trying to do. It's like, if you loved, it's one of those games where if you loved The Legend of Zelda, you're gonna love Star Fox Adventure, because that's literally what Star Fox Adventures was. It was basically Zelda skinned over with Star Fox characters. That's literally all it was. And it worked, and it gave us a brand new character, Crystal, who, I gotta be honest with you, Crystal actually is a better character than most people will probably make her out to be. I actually like Crystal. I'm one of those people. But Star Fox Assault, what to me is one of the most underrated action games on the GameCube, and it's a game that I would love to see get re-released on the Switch too. I would definitely love to see it get re-released on the Switch too. If not, like I said, make a brand new Star Fox game and definitely keep with the same idea as Star Fox Assault. Have a combination of all missions. You gotta have like R-Wing missions, land missions with better controls, which if there's one thing that I will say, my only gripe with Star Fox Assault is definitely the land missions. Not even... Like, I will say, like, as far as the goals are concerned, they weren't an issue for me. My biggest issue was the controls. The controls were pretty inconsistent at times. It's like Fox kind of control like a tank. There's a way that you can kind of make it so where you can use like the C stick to turn, i.e. using like modern action third-person controls. It is possible to do that with Fox on his feet and everything like that. But otherwise, it's like, that's my only gripe with the game, is that the land missions could have been better. As they were okay. I just think the land missions weren't executed as well. But I still thought they were fun nonetheless. If you were able to look past the monotony and the inconsistency of its controls. Like, if you were to look past that. Otherwise, what you get with Star Fox Assault is easily a solid Star Fox game that tries to do something new, while at the same time retain the heart and soul of the original games with the R-Wing missions and everything like that, and giving us intense boss fights too. So I think Star Fox Assault, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated games on the GameCube, and one that I would love to see get re-released on the Nintendo Switch. And if not, brand new Star Fox game, keep with the same ideas as Assault, make better controls for the land missions, and have better objectives too, like better navigation. Oh, and a better map system, because the map system in Star Fox Assault also wasn't very good. Definitely have a better map system. Fix these problems, and you will have a Star Fox game that could potentially surpass Star Fox 64, which is a tough act to follow, but it's doable. So those are the games. Those are all the games that I would love to see on the Switch 2. Definitely tell me what you guys want to see on the Switch 2 in the comments. I would be interested to know what you guys want to see.